I was enjoying the music, but our guests don't get to hear the music. Every Monday for the month of January, we are going to be talking with a North County mayor about major developments and events that are coming in the new year. So today, the mayor of San Marcos, Rebecca Jones, and Eric Bruvold, they didn't add you, Eric, CEO of the San Diego North County EDC, is joining us to talk about what we can look forward to. And this is important because we know development and growth requires the right economics to go along with it, right?
Well, and planning too, Lauren. I mean, you have to do all of that.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about some of, San Marcos, we saw some major developments taking place there with parks and some bridges there in the North City area. Talk a little bit about what's coming next.
Well, you know, we've got these long-going initiatives that are happening. You know, San Marcos is really kind of moving from being just the educational hub of North County to also the healthcare hub of North County. So those sorts of things are going to continue happening. If you look at what's happening with North City, it's really taking off, finally growing a real downtown in San Marcos, you know, which is a long time coming, you know, several decades. And by the way, we're having our birthday this month. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't get the invite,
61 years. 61 years. Yes, the same as Vista. We were actually born on the same day.
Wow.
In 1963, January 28th. So we're about 4 years apart. I'm sorry, 4 hours apart there on January 28th.
Is there a party?
Not yet,
okay.
But I'm hoping we'll have one. And I will, of course, invite you. Yes,
Good,
it'll be a big shindig. Anyway, so we have that going on. But really, if you look at our city, you know, we finally have a downtown evolving right there at North City, which is a big economic driver right there adjacent to the university. The university is continuing to grow, which is great. But we have, you know, our largest capital improvement project that just got done last year. And then, you know, just moving full steam ahead, trying to figure out how we keep people healthy. So I've got some things up my sleeve on that I can't share yet. But, you know, some really healthy initiatives. You know, we're known for our parks and our trails, as you mentioned. They don't call us San Marcos for nothing. But anyway, so a lot of those sorts of things we're going to continue. So we've got a lot of things in the pipeline on that, but really North City is going to be just continuing to evolve and really putting us as a North County place maker. And then one of the things that I also want to mention is Innovate 78. So all of the cities, and that's why Eric is here.
I was going to say, you know, that's where I'm headed.
Yes, I'm helping you out. So Innovate 78 is all of the cities that are off of the 78. So it's Oceanside, Carlsbad, Vista, San Marcos, and Escondido. We all work together and collaborate, which is one of the things that, you know, Eric really helps out with, is getting us to work together as far as, you know, economic growth. And then we have housing, and we have all of these underserved communities because we're geographically different, though I call us the upside of San Diego. We really have a lot of needs, but we've got a lot going on too. So just continuing to move people around, keep them educated there in San Marcos, keeping them healthy with things like Kaiser Permanente that just opened last year. So we've got a lot of stuff that really is happening in North County, and we don't want to be overlooked. And you know, you might want to talk a little bit about Eric, all of this stuff that's happening with like Front Wave. I mean, finally, North County has something on the map to get people out and get them, you know, excited about having, you know, a venue where you've got the Clippers, you've got the Soccers, you've got so many things that are just really fun right in North County. And so we don't want to forget about them. So you might want to talk a little more about that.
Right. I mean, I think that one of the things that was important and why we're so excited that KUSI is going to have on all our North County mayors is that North County residents, you know, basically often live in one city, work in another, recreate in a third. We really use the 78 as our main street, if you will. And so it's exciting to hear not only about the developments that are going on in a community like San Marcos, which is going great and doing well, but also to have each of the mayors spotlight other things that are going on throughout the greater North County. And in that sense, it's great that we've got now a major events venue up at Front Wave Arena in Oceanside at the El Corazon redevelopment area, and it's going to be with Clippers, the Soccers, and a whole bunch of music events and venues.
But it does bring up a point. You're talking about the 78 being a main street, and I think if you are a North County resident and you have to take the 78, and I always say have to because it's tight, it's crammed, and you have more people that are discovering the wonderful things in North County, and that is the major thoroughfare there, and it's tight. So
absolutely, and I think that's why the mayors have been unified in trying to push Sandag to basically keep its promise to add additional capacity on 78, and not a general purpose lane, but an additional HOV lane. So we encourage people to carpool and cut down on our environmental impacts, but it is. And I think one of the important things, and that's why I call it a main street, is so many people on the 78, it's not really using it to go long distance. It's going 3, 4, 5 exits, because that's how that they're living their lives. And recognizing how that freeway works for our region is really important. And that's why leadership by people like Mayor Jones and our other North County mayors have been so important on the boards that make those decisions.
And I'm glad they're coming together to figure out a cohesive plan there.
Well, and I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
I think our new director, he does want to serve all parts of the county, even us geographically challenged folks in North County. And I think that it's important because we continue to have these discussions. I have been pushing to have the 78 HOV lanes built for such a very long time. And, I feel like we're finally making some headway on that. So we did have a meeting late last year with Mario Orso. We're going to continue having those meetings and getting those updates and figuring out how we can serve North County better, because the HOV lanes, they were promised back in Transnet, and Eric knows all about that. But we're not letting up on that. We're going to continue bringing the heat on that, because again, a third of the population lives in North County, north of the 52, right?
56.
Or 56. I'm sorry, the 56. And so when you look at us, we do have that need, and the 78 is a very important part of that. And so continuing to get the HOV lanes and not take away any of the general purpose lanes and make those HOV lanes was really an important part of this. So, moving forward, and then also continuing the aux lanes, which are kind of what you're talking about. The aux lanes are those short stretches between the different exits, and they are just for the short trips for people to get from one place of the city to the next. And they're going to continue, Caltrans is, to add aux lanes, and so having those are really important too. So just moving forward and keeping that as a spotlight. Thanks, Lauren.
Well, a lot to get to, and we'll continue to do so this month. But thank you both, Eric and Mayor Rebecca Jones, for being in here, and we'll continue that and a conversation with Sandag as well.
Yes.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
All right.